Everyone. I'm going to start with the book today, Strategic Mindset, a 7-day plan to identify what matters and create a strategy that works. The content in this is who is this book for? Your free step by step workbook, your productivity series, introduction, what is strategic productivity? Number one, planning effectively. In this, day one, planning your year. Day two, making the dominoes fall. Day three, planning your 90 days. Chapter 2, effectiveness versus efficiency. Day 4, being strategic during your day. Chapter 3, thinking smart. Day 5, asking yourself smart questions. Chapter 4, learning effectively. Day 6, applying what you learn with maximum effectiveness. Similarly, chapter 5, managing your efficiency. Day 7, managing your energy well. The conclusion. Then we have this preview, that is dopamine detox, dopamine and the role it plays, other books by the authors, and so on. Let's begin. Who is this book for? Do you keep hustling without having much result to show for it? Do you feel overwhelmed and unable to find the most effective task to focus on? Do you buy into the myth you must work harder to be successful? In truth, doing more is often not the solution. Productivity is pointless without a highly effective strategy. This is why you must become obsessed with thinking strategically, just as you have to think several moves ahead to win a chess game. You must practice thinking months, years, or even decades ahead to win at the productivity game. With the correct strategic thinking, you can save years and achieve many more of your goals than would otherwise be the case. In other words, you must develop what I call strategic productivity. Each move you make must be impactful, and you must be constantly on the lookout for the one move that could leapfrog your success and massively improve your life. So, are you interested in learning more about strategic productivity? This book, Strategic Mindset, is for you. If you keep hustling without getting the results you want, feel overwhelmed not knowing what to focus on to achieve your goals, lack clarity regarding your goals, or keep studying more but fail to take enough concrete action. If any of the above seems familiar and you want to learn how to become a strategic producer, read on. So here I begin with the introduction. In today's society, everyone is obsessed with doing more. Being busy has become a badge of honor. We want to show the people around us how productive we are. We want our neighbors to see how much busier we are than everyone else. However, many of us misunderstand productivity. While we may be busy on the surface, we often accomplish very little. Adding more things to our never ending to do list doesn't necessarily make us more productive. In some cases, it has the opposite effect. Using the latest productivity app doesn't help much either. While technologies such as the internet are a wonderful source of information or a way to learn new skills to be effective, they must be used tactically. People like Benjamin Franklin or Leonardo da Vinci didn't have all the productivity tools we are now have. Yet they were far more productive than most people today. What does this say about productivity as we see it these days? In this book, we will define productivity and see how you can achieve more in less time. The goal is to turn you into a strategic producer in just 7 days. To help you reach this goal, every day you will be asked to answer questions and complete simple exercises. More specifically, In strategic mindset, you will deliver how to use the power of long term thinking to achieve more than you can imagine. Learn the right skills and develop your talent the correct way. Plan your year for maximum effectiveness. Stop being efficient and become effective instead. And why it matters. Think smartly to make every action you take impactful, and find the right information and learn faster and better than everybody around you. If any of the above piques your interest, read on. What is strategic productivity? Throughout this book, I will use the term strategic productivity and strategic producer. Before we start, let's define them briefly. Strategic productivity means using your time in a way that enables you to achieve maximum results with minimum effort. It means making sure that whatever you are working on at any point in time is connected to your overall vision. There is nothing more wasteful than spending time on a task that didn't need to be done in the first place. As such, to become a strategic producer, you must, among other things, develop clarity regarding your long term vision, identify the best strategy to achieve your goals as quickly and effectively as possible, develop the ability to ask yourself the right questions, cultivate the ability to focus and avoid jumping from one thing to the next, and learn to approach any task the most effective way possible. In this book, we will cover the following. In part 1, planning effectively, we will see how to plan effectively and how to identify the key tasks you must focus on to boost your productivity. On day 1, you will learn how to you will learn your fear year for maximum effectiveness. On day 2, you will work on identifying your most impactful actions, and on day 3, you will flesh out your next 90 days. In part 2, effectiveness versus efficiency, we will discover how to become truly effective each day. You will be introduced to a more powerful 7-step process that will ensure you approach each task the correct way and achieve tangible result. That is day 4. In part 3, thinking smart, you will learn how to improve your thinking to enhance your focus and get the most out of each action you take. As you practice thinking more strategically, you will improve your overall result significantly. Day 5. In part 4, learning effectively, you will discover how to find the right information and absorb it as quickly and effectively as possible. You will also discover common learning mistakes and how to avoid them. Day 6. Finally, in part 5, managing your energy, we will discuss how to make the most of the energy you have available each day. We will see how to leverage your peak energy to achieve more and how to segment your day for optional results. That is day 7. Are you ready? So we begin with the part 1, planning effectively. You cannot hit a target you don't set. Strategic productivity is important without a certain level of clarity regarding your needs and goals, and without a plan to achieve them. Yet, how many people lack a clear vision? How many people forget what they are actually trying to achieve, hustling every day without questioning the path they are traveling? The management consultant Peter Drucker once said that efficiency is doing things right, while effectiveness is doing the things right. There is no point doing things right if those things don't move you closer to your goals. In this session, we are going to discuss the importance of planning strategically to ensure that you work on the right things each day. Strategic productivity is not about doing more, it's about doing less of the things that bring little results. Note that in this book, we will focus mostly on one major goal. Once you understand the process, you will be able to apply the same method for any other future goal. 1. The power of long term thinking. Your ability to think long term is one of the best predictors of success. Why? Because setting long term goals means saying no to an infinite number of possibilities. By removing options, you can direct all your energy towards achieving your goals. Once you know where you want to go, you can reverse engineer the steps you need to take to reach your destination. As a result, each action you take will become more impactful. When you play chess, your goal is to win. To do so, you have to anticipate your opponent's move. Strategic productivity is a similar process. You anticipate potential roadblocks and identify key moves. You strive to make each action impactful. Everything you do is linked to the future you want to create. As such, it is no surprise that people who spend time every day thinking of where they want to be in 5 years obtain better result than those who don't. What about you? Do you think strategically, or are you merely showing up each day with no clear strategy or action plan to follow? The power of compounding. Another benefit of strategic productivity is that it unleashes the power of compounding. When you keep making progress toward your goals each day, you build momentum. You accumulate small wins which boost your confidence and increase your motivation. Each new day builds on the previous one, while results may not be apparent at the beginning. Soon enough, you will reach a tipping point. Things start to accelerate and your success becomes exponential. In this book, Atomic Habits, James Clear writes that if you get just 1% better every day over a year, you will be 37 times more effective. Of course, this is only theoretical, but I am sure you get the point. Bottom line is to build momentum and activate the power of compounding. You need to focus on a very few things consistently over a long enough period of time. The power of focus. As Bruce Lee is quoted as saying, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. When you work toward your most important goals each day, you activate the power of focus, and with enough focus, you can achieve almost anything you desire. As I wrote in Master Your Focus, focus acts like an axe. If you try to cut down a tree by hitting it thousand of different spots, you will never succeed. But when you focus and hit the same spot over and over, you can cut down even the biggest tree. With laser sharp focus, you can achieve almost anything you desire. The first scenario is what most people do. They try to fell a tree by hitting a different spots each time. It's no wonder then that these people fail to reach their goals. For instance, someone who learns karate will improve faster if they practice every day. However, if their training is erratic or if they try to learn taekwondo, jujitsu, and aikido simultaneously, their progress will be severely restricted. As a youngster, Michael Jordan loved both basketball and baseball, but eventually he had to choose one sport. Had he chosen both, he would probably never have become a world renowned basketball superstar. This metaphor applies to many things we do throughout our lives. When you pursue two rabbits, you end up catching none, or a bird in the hand really is worth two in the bush. In short, strategic productivity involves hitting a tree in the same spot until it falls down. It requires that you focus on only a few goals at the same time, implement a sound strategy to reach them, and make progress towards these goals each day by taking action in line with your strategy. 1. Planning your year. Most people spend more time planning a 1 week vacation than they spend planning their life. Today, we are going to work on planning your year. This will help you unleash the power of strategic productivity. So, what would you like to accomplish in the upcoming 12 months? What really excites you? What about what would make a huge difference in your professional or personal life? As we have already mentioned, the more clarity you have, the better. To plan your year, start by brainstorming ideas using the question below. What would make the next 12 months truly valuable? Spend 5 or 10 minutes writing down answers to these questions. Then, to further help you visualize yourself exactly 12 months from today. Now, write down what you would have accomplished by filling in the prompt below using your action guide. The last 12 months were truly amazing because finally spend a moment visualizing your achievements while experiencing a deep feeling of satisfaction from achieving it. Now that you have written down some of the things you had like to achieve, select just one of them. This will make it easier for you to develop strategic productivity to help you identify the one thing you had like to focus on. Answer the following questions. If I can achieve one thing this year, which one would make me the proudest? If I can achieve one thing this year, which one would make the biggest positive difference in my life? What's the one thing I have always wanted to do but haven't? What do I really want in my life? What's the one thing that scares me the most? The thing that scares you is often the thing you need to do the most. If you need more help refining your vision, refer to the previous book in the series, the book 3, Powerful Focus. Now, action steps. Using your action guide, plan the next 12 months. Day 2, making the dominoes fall. You need to be doing fewer things for more effective instead of doing more things with side effect. In truth, there is an almost infinite number of actions you can take to move from point A, where you are now, to point B, where you want to be. Your task here is to narrow down these options and identify the actions with the biggest leverage possible. Remember, you need to hit your big tree in the same spot with your axe every time before you will be able to shout timber. This will be the best use of your time and energy. Now, look at the primary goal you identified on day 1. What dominoes need to fall for you to reach that goal? What impactful actions will move the needle the most effectively? Brainstorm ideas using your action guide. A sound strategy will save you a great deal of time, sometimes years. Conversely, a poor strategy will lead you to waste your time and energy and reduce the chances of reaching your goal. Bear in mind that oftentimes the first ideas you come up with aren't always the best ones, but when you spend time thinking about it, you will likely produce great answers. The success expert Brian Tracy recommends writing at least 12 actions we can take to reach our goal. He also suggests that the last idea is often the most effective. Later in this book, we will discuss in greater depth how to find the right dominoes. So, if you are unsure, yet don't worry. So, what are the right dominoes for you? Here are some characteristics of the right dominoes. They help you build momentum and activate power of compounding. They entail a paradigm shift that changes your reality immediately and improves your result. They allow you to make significant progress towards your goals and or they dramatically reduce your options, eliminating most of the irrelevant actions you could be taking to reach your goal. They help you build momentum. The right dominoes enables you to generate momentum and stay motivated so that you can move toward your goal consistently. In other words, the right domino can be called a daily habit. For instance, let's say your goal is to learn how to play the piano. Then your domino might be to carve out time each day to practice. If you practice every day, progress over time in is inevitable. Or let's say your goal is to learn Spanish. Then your domino might be to practice for 30 minutes each day using an app like Duolingo. What about you? What domino would help you reach your goal? If you were to implement one new daily habit, which one would most improve your chance of attaining your goal? And how do you know this? They entail a paradigm shift. Sometimes the most effective way to achieve your goal is to adopt a new paradigm. After all, if you were already using the correct paradigm, you would have to reach your goal already, wouldn't you? Now, what is a paradigm? In short, a paradigm is a model of reality based on a set of assumptions or hypotheses. The most accurate your paradigms are, the most effective your action will be, and the better results you will obtain. A paradigm shift can be defined as a change of perception. A paradigm shift occurs when you ask yourself different questions and gain new insights and change your behavior as a result. A new paradigm often requires that you take a step by step and look at overall picture. It requires you to challenge some of your most deeply ingrained assumptions. We can sum it up as follows: accurate things, effective actions, tangible results. Conversely, inaccurate things, ineffective actions, or mediocre, yeah, inconsistent results. For example, an aspiring writer may spend most of their time sending query letters to publishers. The assumption is that they need to find a publisher. However, by taking a step back, they may realize there is another option. They can self publish their books. Suddenly, there is no longer any need to send query letters. There's no need to wait months or years to publish their books either. Instead, they can publish their books as soon as they are ready. Although self publishing may not be for everyone, it can definitely accelerate things. In this case, working toward becoming an independent self published author is a paradigm shift. Here's another example. You may have built your identity around the concept of hard work, hustling. While there is nothing wrong with the working hard, you may learn that hustling is not the most effective way to reach your goals. In many cases, you will obtain better results by zeroing in on key tasks while eliminating non critical ones. Now, review your goal and try to create a paradigm shift by changing the way you perceive it. Use some of the following questions to guide you. What's the fastest way to achieve my goal? If I were lazy and wanted to do as little work as possible, what would I do to achieve my goal quickly and effectively? What would Albert Einstein, Bill Gates, or Elon Musk do to achieve the same goals? What if the goal is not the right one for me? What if there's goals that better meets any needs and is more closely aligned with my values? Can I reframe my goals? If so, how? Next. They allow you to make significant progress towards your goal. By making the right dominoes fall, you can achieve your goals much faster. In some cases, dropping the right dominoes may be 100 times more effective than anything else if you could be doing instead. Thus, you need to keep looking for specific actions or strategies that could multiply your progress.